a couple that's consensual and they know each other and they're both consensual, they both want to do it, that's their business.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hello. I was just going to say...
Sorry, I didn't finish. If
I
it's
think
done
that's really,
between...
like someone said,
if it's done between... If it's just one person's kink and the other person's consenting but don't really want to do it, but they're doing it for the other person, I think that's wrong. Yeah, if the other person isn't really enjoying it, then I think that's wrong. You shouldn't pressurise another person to do it because you want to and they really don't. And I think not mentioning any names, but a certain person where it's all come from, that person felt pressurised and she was confused, and I get that.
And if it's relating to what I think it's relating to, if he understood her history and still even asked her,
he shouldn't have even asked her.
Grim as
we don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I'm just deciding to do it.
But I think if it's between a loving couple and you know each other and you trust each other, there's no harm in it.
But Sunshine, you say a loving couple, but if we normalise this sort of thing, how many years down the line, or
you're never going to stop
it could be happening now, when someone goes out on a date, they sleep with someone, or even in a relationship, they wake up, either sex, wake up the following morning and thinks, well, I've been raped, or at that moment, at that second, whatever, says I'm being raped. It goes to the police,
what do you say
and then
about
it gets
bondage
pulled. Then it gets pulled out, CNC, because no is a word in bondage. This is the whole point, Sunshine. This is what's dangerous about it.
Well, it's not when you've got a ball stuck in your mouth and you can't.
You fucking spit the ball out then, don't you?
You can't. You can't, can you, if it's strapped into your mouth?
I'm sorry, I don't agree with you. I think this is a whole new level, and the consequence that this could bring is very dangerous.
Yeah, I think yous are getting like the wrong end of the stick, maybe, because yous are imagining someone going, "You're getting it now," or whatever. But imagine a robber coming in with a mask on, and the woman's like cooking the tea and goes, "Oh no!" and then like they have sex. It's not exactly as you're imagining it. I imagine, because you're putting violence in it and stuff. When if it's role play, it's not violence. It could just be dressing up as a burglar or something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's role play, isn't it?
Yeah, but I have to go. Love you, bye.
This
to
is
me, it's just the fact
that
word no is not.
Happens. Like, it's not just.
I mean, I'm going to have to disagree. I think it's alarming. I think it's sick. I think it's all of that. I think it's wrong on many levels. I think the fact that you can't say no, and if you do say no, that person is not going to stop.
No, you have a safe word.
That's part of role play, that word no. And that word no is very important, you know, when someone is...
Yeah, it's a serious situation, not in role play.
Sunshine, please let me finish. When someone is forcing themselves on you. So if somebody was to say no, they've said the wrong safe word, I think it's very dangerous. So if somebody is you know, and you've said no, because that's the word you'd usually say, you know, and they carry on, is that great?
But you wouldn't say no, would you? You'd use a safe word.
But you would agree a safe word before anything.
Agree a safe word before you start.
Sunshine, please let other people speak, because you always interrupt. Please, I understand what you're saying, but when you're probably in that kind of situation, you might freak out and you might say no. What if that no, you know, is not kind of heard in that role play? Even though that's not that safe word, because that's a word you usually use, isn't it?
Hey Ange, I just came up to say, this is a really good topic to speak about. There is a lady called Stacey Dooley, and she does documentaries on TV, and she actually did a documentary on this, where she would go round and she would basically visit people, and go on like days out with them, where they would pay for this CNC stuff. And she would find out like how it feels to them, but also got opinions from other people, like from the public, of their opinions of it as well. It's a really, really interesting documentary because it explains everything in there, and you actually get to speak to people who are interested in that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just if you are obviously wanting kind of more, I don't know how to kind of put it, more information to discuss it, have a debate, then I would recommend watching the Stacey Dooley documentary. Like it was really, really like it's an insight to it, really interesting.
Yeah, and for Sunshine to say that, obviously you would go with someone that you trust, but not all people do.
No, a lot of people like to pay for it.
PNC community, isn't it, where you meet a stranger
Mm-hmm.
and you have that agreement. So they're not a loving couple that you might not trust that person. The man might not trust you.
They're in clubs in London where you can go and probably do it, to be fair.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like there's houses where people can just turn up. Like you can like book an appointment, or you can just turn up and you pay for that kind of like CNC service.
No,
And there's
I don't think that's right, but if that's what people want to do, then that's up to them. But I just think in the wrong hands, this could be so dangerous.
That's what I was about to say. Like you don't know
agree
who's
with
going to be
that.
there, and you don't know who you're meeting up with.
If you do use that safe word and that person carries on, now,
Well, then it's
Yeah, well,
have you got a case against that person?
Angie, there's been like a lot of unalive cases. I think it was in America where these men were saying that these women were doing this CNC, acting out with them, and it just went too far and they unalived them by accident. So that's what I'm saying. Like when it goes to court, like nobody really knows the full truth, do they? Because I just want to say to Sunshine as well, like you keep on saying it's like between two loving couples, like, but how would you feel like if it was like a loving couple and the husband was like saying to his wife, "Oh, I want you to dress up like a naughty schoolgirl"? Do you not think that's like weird as well? Like, why would you want to act
I
out?
do think that's very weird, yeah.
So why would you not say like
Because I
acting
think
out weird?
because it's two consenting adults.
But the fantasy is grape. Like that's what they're acting out. It's a grape scene.
I'm not condoning it. What I'm saying is, if it's two consensual adults and they're in a loving relationship, I certainly, it's none of my business. But if you're going to pay for it, you're paying for it, aren't you? You're still two consensual adults.
But you
I know
can be
this
two
is-
consenting adults having normal sex.
I know this is
but
an
you can still
intrusive
say no,
question,
and you can
Linz.
still stop.
Yeah, but you have a safe word. You agree it before you do it.
But
Linz,
Sandra, I don't think you're getting the point. If this is something that you do on a regular basis, you're both educated on it and you both do it continuously with each other or you pay for it, that's very, very different to somebody
But that's
practicing
where
it
I'm coming from.
And that's what I'm saying. You
gets
just
me
need to think of
though?
it from the other end of the scale, I think.
can I ask
You
a
know what
question?
gets me? It's a fact that like there's two adults that are getting aroused off the thought of grape. Like it's weird, like what Angie's saying. Like I totally agree with what you're saying. Like
It's
it's
disgusting.
weird how they're getting like turned on
Linz.
by like acting out grape. It's
And
mad.
imagine your man saying that to you, you'd think in the back of your mind, so is that what you've been all along then, a dirty little grapist?
Linz,
Yeah,
can I
but
ask you a
women
question?
have
And it
that
might be a bit
fantasy as well.
intrusive, so just tell me just to shut the hell up.
Well,
Do you, like during sex, do you enjoy a bit of choking?
No.
Okay, but would you say there's a lot of proportion of females and males in the chat that do?
There's a difference. Like I'm not
It's
trying
not,
to kink
because
shame.
the
There's like there
UK
is because
government
choking
are
like a
bringing-
little
Can I just
bit
finish
is
my
like
point?
totally.
Can I finish my point? There's been, as I think it was you yourself that mentioned, there's been a lot of deaths because of SMEX activities, and choking is a big issue at the moment. And the UK government have just banned all porn that
I've got it
carries
in.
out choking activities. They're coming down hard on it. So what's the difference between choking and CNC? Like I know it's a big difference, but people die from it. So
Well, I don't agree with either of them.
Neither do I
but
really. to be
choking
honest
is a
with
lot
you.
more mainstream for SMEX.
And with
There is like a lot of
mainstream.
like people who like to be controlled during X, but there's a difference
I
between
think-
being a bit controlled and full on grape.
Yeah, and if you do CNC and that person has graped you because you used the word, the safe word, which now becomes grape because they did not stop, how are you going to? I mean, I know grape's hard to prove anyway, but however, they're going to look at it, well, you do CNC. How are we going to, do you know what I mean? Were you graped or was it CNC?
But even without that, and just like two people, like if someone is raped, the other person could clearly say, "Oh, it's CNC," because The marks would be the same. The DNA would be the same. I just see it's a
Yeah,
get out
that's the
clause.
point I've been trying to make. There's been a lot of
Marks on
unaliving
your body,
cases.
Lucy.
even if you have marks
Ange, can you
on your
drop
body,
Lexi? She's snoring.
even if you have marks on your body, you could still not prove that it was grape because you do
That's
CNC.
crazy, actually. I've never even thought of it like that, you know.
That's the thing that scares me most about it.
Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
that's a good point. That's why I think in a good, loving relationship where you love each other and you're both together and you know each other and stuff, I don't think there's any harm in it. But yeah, you've got a good point there. But you've got a good point.
Yeah, I think it's very alarming, and I think it's wrong. You know, I really do, and it's not because what you said. Okay, it's different. You got two loving you got a partner, and then you trust and you love them. You all of that, right? But it's the thoughts. Why would you want to? That's what I can't get my head around. Why
What
would
about
you
blokes
want
wearing
to
Have we got
nappies?
anybody in the comments that enjoys it,
Why
that
would you
wants
want
to
to be a
pop up?
victim of grape? Which
That's it,
it's not
exactly.
grape; it's consensual grape, I should say. I suppose.
Enabling rapist.
But that's what I'm saying,
What
Angie.
if the
It's like,
woman
why,
wants it, though, Ziana? What if she wants it and he don't? He goes do it because she wants it. What
she's
about
just
that?
as weird and needs locking up in a psychiatric
It's like
unit.
men who like to put nappies on and that. I find that extremely weird.
It's
well, I
weird,
would
it's
be
not
very
dangerous.
concerned if, like, a man said to me, "Do you want to carry out CNC?" And like, I would literally immediately say red flag and run for the hills. Honestly,
I was just going to say that, like, if someone asked me if I wanted to do CNC, I would literally block them and run. Like,
Can you imagine if
it's
you were
alarming.
in his house and he turned around and said, do you want to do CNC? I'd probably think, oh my God, I'd probably be phoning the popo.
But it's also that thing of, like, some people's, what do we call it, fantasies, fetishes, whatever, in X can sometimes be like unaliving people as well. So it's like with this whole CNC thing, what if it went too far? And what if it ended up where this person that wanted to do CNC, what if they actually had a fantasy of unaliving someone whilst having X with them? Like that's also what's scary.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's very alarming. I really do. And I don't understand how there's quite a few people that think it's okay. That
I do in a
Somebody's in
loving
the comments.
relationship.
Someone in the comments just said that they're into the scene, but I think she's just a bit intimidated. Well, I don't want to speak on behalf, but I don't think she wants to be jumped on.
What was the
told.
name?
might be jumped on.
No, there's no judgment.
It'd be nice to
Just a
hear
discussion.
somebody else's
But that
point
girl
of view
just
that
messaged me. If you
does
want to,
this.
just pop up. Like, no one's gonna judge you or anything.
Yeah. What's her name?
Sunshine's got your back by the sounds of it.
No,
I don't know, I don't wanna
Diana,
read
think
it out
if there's
just
a
in
loving
case it's a bit-
relationship and that's what they want to do. and
If
they
someone
trust
loves you, he
each
ain't
other.
asking for non-consensual with you. He don't love you.
might
He's a
not be
weirdo.
the he.
sunshine.
What if
You
Even
she's
just
her,
asking
say,
she's a
for it?
weirdo too.
What
If
if
she's
she's
asking
asking
for
for
it.
it, Diana?
Do you not think those
Yeah.
sunshine these men have
It's
these
not-
thoughts of grape by
Yes.
wanting
What about the
to-
women that
to
do?
play-
You
to
think it's
play
all about the
football?
man? What about the woman?
What I'm trying
Sunshine.
to say though, Sunshine, do you not think these men, have these fantasies of raping a woman, but yet they're into the CNC because it's legal, where obviously grape is not legal where this is. So it's just an alternative.
Yeah, because
But
what
you
I
put
think,
it all
Angie,
on them. What about
when
the
they've
women
got
that enjoy it?
when they've got that type of fantasy, Angie, when they're doing CNC, well, it's all consensual, but then that's just going to push them to want to
Have you
like
got a Nonya
do-
in the requests?
Who?
Oh no, yeah, Danny's the girl. Oh yeah.
Right, I'm
Hi,
gonna drop down
Danny.
anyway. I'll speak to you later.
Oh, thanks.
Hi, love.
Bye.
Bye, love.
Angie,
Danny.
can I just say something? Sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Hayley. Hi.
Hi. Hi, everyone. It's directed at Ziana. I'm not having a go at you or nothing like that. I don't think that.
You kind of love my own opinions.
Yes, so do I. But my opinion is watching this evening is that you're always on about the male. What if
Like I just
There's
said to
two
Sunshine, she
can
needs
I
locking up in a
finish?
psychiatric
Please,
unit if
let
she
me-
thinks that's okay.
please let me finish. To me, I see this in two different scenarios. You've got someone that might be out on just a date and meet someone, one night stand, they ask it and it happens and it's not, how that person wants it. that is grape. But if there is two people that are extremely happy together and they do whatever they do behind closed doors, I think, why is it anyone's problem what they do?
But Hayley, they're not all loved up. So
Yeah, I know that, Ange. That's why I said, they're not all. And
yeah, and I don't agree with that.
most people here, there's different sides to see it. I just see from both sides.
I
The
do.
way I see it, though, Hayley, it's, to me, it's more what they're thinking. They're fantasizing of it. They're fantasizing about it.
Yeah, that
Are you
is.
referring to
So
the man or the
you'd be
woman?
happy with your,
I am.
say, long-term partner asking you that, you'd think that's fine, cool, come on, let's go.
Are you referring to
They
the
might
man or
both
the
get
woman?
turned
I
on
would
by
not
being
think that. I would think
money.
you're a weirdo, get out my house, it's over.
I am referring to the male, but if you look at, why would somebody want to be a victim of grape?
They
Can you
won't be a
imagine
victim
being
because
a
they've
victim?
consented.
Can you imagine being a victim of grape, either male or female, and people fantasizing over what essentially is your trauma?
Exactly. That's what I mean.
They wouldn't.
Hello,
It
Danny.
wouldn't be. It wouldn't really be great, would it? Because they both consented.
But Sunshine, you're not getting it. They're acting out. So I asked you earlier, I said, if a man or a woman said to you, I want you to dress up as a school kid, you said that you would find that weird. This is just very similar. It's like, it's very
Exactly
weird
the
wanting
same
to act out
thing.
there.
It's
Sorry,
not.
it's a role play. It's exactly the same thing, no matter what you do behind closed doors.
But we know, we
And you
understand the
do
role
this,
play.
that,
We
and the
understand.
other.
Yeah, but we understand
It's
that
not
it's a role
real.
play. We understand there's
It's
a
not
we
real.
understand it's consented. We understand it's that you agree before. We understand all that. It's what you're thinking. Why would you want to think this? You get
So,
off. You're getting off. You're getting turned on by being a victim of rape. You're getting turned on by
No, you're not
being.
a victim because you've both
Yeah, you're
agreed.
getting turned on by what women and men have gone
How you,
through, the
Danny?
most
You're
traumatic
right.
things
That's
of
what
their
I'm trying to
life.
say.
Yeah, so I am on that scene. It's hard to explain to someone who is not on that scene because it is a difficult thing to understand, and I get that. So I'm going to try and explain it as best that I can so that you can understand a little bit from what we see it when we're going through it. So basically, for me, I would never just go to like anywhere and just do it with anyone. It's got to be with someone that you know and who you trust.
Exactly.
It's like, it is a role play. So basically, you'll have that conversation with your partner, whether it's something that you're interested in. And I know the reason why you're doing this talk, Angie. And what I will say is, if you have a discussion with someone about you being into CNC and that person, if you know that they've been through trauma, then I don't think that you should bring that up just like as, a casual thing, because
Yeah.
it is a massive, massive
No.
like trigger for someone, and it can be, especially if all you think when you think of CNC is rape. So on that side of things, I don't agree with it. I think people need to tread lightly and really understand and know the person that they're with before they even have that conversation with them.
Mm.
But when you have that conversation with the person, that needs to be a really thorough conversation. It can't just be something that you just run over really quickly and say, oh, are you into it? Yeah, so am I. Okay, well, let's do it. It's got to be really thought out and planned out. So basically, it's going to be like, as though you were doing a movie script, let's say. And a lot of people, when they do it, it can be things like, a couple go out to a bar and they'll go out separately as though they're single, and then they'll meet in the bar, have a drink, and then it'll be kind of, whatever the fantasy is that they want. It could be that they sneak off to the toilet, or they go round the back of the pub, or things like that. It's not just about rape and force. It's more like a dom sub relationship. So when it comes to your safe words and stuff like that, because no is is basically like a yeah, as people were saying. So the safe word will never be no. The safe word will be something that you both agree on. You'll always have two different ways of having a safe word. So there'll be a verbal safe word and there'll be a physical safe word. Because if there's something, if you're doing something and you don't, if they're pushing it a little bit too far, if you can't speak, then you'll have your physical. So it could be like a tap on the leg, a tap on the arm, something like that, so that they know that that's what you're at your point. There's so much that I could go on for so long with it, because it's not just about force neither. So some people, when they're doing it, they like pain. So it could be that they use instruments like to mark on the skin.
Whipping.
Yeah, whipping, choking, the use of candles. There's, you can get devices where you're attached to a bed and they can pull them so that your arms are pulled tighter, your legs are pulled tighter.
Angie, people like to play with poo.
Oh
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much worse out there than
I didn't realise
CNC.
how normal I was.
Well, isn't that not about? You're not talking more about bondage, though, Danny.
It's
So
similar.
it's similar.
Yeah, like the
It's
first
very,
time I
very
heard of
similar.
CNC was when the Irish person was on here and everyone said that he was a wrong un, and I thought he was a wrong un as well. But this seems to be okay. No, not in my books.
You can't call them rapists, though, Z.
No,
it's
you
consensual.
Yeah, so
Oh, well,
everything's
it can, and
done
it did.
consensually.
Well, they're
You
not.
see, the thing
I
is,
think the worry for me is like I said before, is
stepping over
how-
the line.
How would you know, if you have been raped because that person has not stopped when you have said that safe word? Now
So-
you've been raped and
Yeah.
you've got like marks all over your body. Okay, because you said you can use anything. What happens then?
So a lot of the time, people will, to cover themselves, they'll have they'll record themselves speaking about it, and when they're having that discussion on what it is that they're doing, they'll record it so that they've got that there to say, we've spoke about it, this is what we've agreed, this is the safe word, this is the safe touch, and this is what we...
What if the safe word is ignored?
Yeah, exactly.
The
What
safe
happens
word's
unless you record unless you video record the actual act and you're doing it,
And
there's
even
no
if you
way to prove it.
Yeah, that's true. I was going to say, even if you record it, and you've got no stop, that's still going to be ignored because that's part of the role play, I suppose, unless you agree to, like you said, because that no is a role play, right?
Yeah.
So that word will be ignored. So, however, what do you do then?
Well, do you know what, Angie? It's the same as when you're just having normal sexual relations with someone, isn't it? If you tell them no and they carry on, it's exactly the same. You've got to prove that.
Yeah, but it's going to be a lot harder with CNC. You're going to have you're going to have injuries, aren't you? Because you're going to have cuts and all sorts on your body, but you can still not prove that you have been raped because you're into CNC.
No, and yeah, I get what you're saying, but it is exactly the same as what it would be for anyone else who was just in like a normal relationship, like a sexual relationship. It's exactly the same. There's no difference.
Yeah,
with it.
but the thing is, so it's hard to prove like real rape. But what the police normally do is that they will take like the person's phone and the victim's phone, and then if like they say that he or she's been into like CNC, then that's a good defence for the rapist to say, well, yeah, we're just acting out CNC, so it would be a lot harder to convict because they'd be able to see that victim was into that sort of stuff.
That's my.
What if
the
that man
victim,
decides to have real thoughts of doing that?
or what if the victim's not even into CNC and someone who is into CNC sleeps with someone on a one night stand in this way, and then, or even,
Well,
sorry,
that's
they're not
great.
doing CNC, they grape them
Mhm.
and then say, well, it was CNC. We spoke about it in the pub earlier. There's no way to prove it they did or they didn't. It just makes it even harder.
Yeah, but you've got to understand as well that the police know about the CNC kink community. They know that it's not something that someone would just go and meet someone in a pub and do. Like, that is so dangerous, and anyone who does that is not really into CNC.
No, I
You've got
mean,
the
sorry,
thought
Danny,
to be.
I think I explained myself wrong then. I don't, perhaps not into CNC, but perhaps we'll use it as an excuse for going around graping people.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So they can't use that as an excuse, because they know, the police know what the scene's like. They know that people don't just go out and just do it. You know,
Like
it's not,
recordings and things like that.
it's not something that, like, if you're in that community, you are never ever going to just go to a pub, man or woman, meet someone and say, do you want to do CNC with me? It's so dangerous, and anyone on the scene who's really on the scene would never, ever, ever do that. And I would always be very, very wary of anyone who actually does that to anyone, because for me, that's dangerous, and that is something that they don't know about the scene, they don't know what they're talking about, and they just have that fantasy of what they think CNC is, which is great.
Danny, have you ever got hurt during CNC?
So I have, but it's not been something that's been a worry for me. It's something that that's where my limit has been, but it's never actually gone over the limit. But yeah, I have.
So how is that taking, because all I hear is it's taking back control, it's consented, it's two adults consenting to it. Why do you want to be hurt? Why do you want to be hurt? And I just don't get it.
Do you know what, right? So, I don't know, Angie. I'll be honest, I don't know what it is. It's just something that, over the years, I'm nearly 44. I've got
Trauma-based.
So mine's not trauma-based. There is a lot of people who...
Is it your kink? Is it one of your kinks, Danny, if you don't
It
mind
is,
me
yeah.
asking? Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Yeah, it is. But mine's not trauma-based, but there's a lot of people who do have trauma who use that as taking the power back. Now, I can't speak on that because I don't know how that would feel. And, for me, I don't understand that, but if that's what is
Danny,
working
I
for them,
wouldn't see it as taking my power back. I'd feel underpowered.
I
Yeah.
can't wrap my head around it, because
Personally,
why
I
would you want
would.
to act out losing control again? Like, it's
Yeah,
mad.
I
Do
would.
you fantasize about other women being raped?
Do I fantasize about women being raped? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, it's absolutely disgusting. There's no, that's not.
Because that's against your will.
Yeah. It's like anyone who
Angela,
Do you
thinks
think
about
he
that.
what the
fantasizes?
hell was that question?
What?
What the hell was that
Because she
question?
likes
Talking
girls,
about
don't you,
two
Danny?
consensual and adults, Angie.
Both
I
saying
can't get my head around it. Because you obviously fantasize about it.
And I think I finally actually understand where you're coming from.
right. So
He must, honestly, you must fantasize about
do you want me
it.
to
He must
explain?
fantasize
Like,
about it.
do you want me to explain me and what my?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So for me, like, it's about, I'm the type of person who, mine is, going out separately, you meet, as though you don't know each other. It's a rough
Role play.
quickie round the back and then go home, and it's like tied up, forced into a position. So when we say force, it's like forced into positions.
Consensually.
Yeah. I can't really go into too much detail, but I do like pain, to a certain extent. I do like to be choked.
Do you get paid for it? Do you do it as a job?
She enjoys it, and some people
She's
generally
already
just
said
She enjoys
before.
it.
She's already said
Some
before
people
that
do
she
it as a
gets
job.
paid for it. I thought you worked in that field.
I do work in that field. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
In that
Thank you.
field.
Oh,
So you
sorry,
get
I
paid.
misheard.
But she
Oh.
does enjoy it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I
Well,
think it's
obviously.
also something that I do with partners as well. You know, it's so when you say I get paid for it, I don't just go and meet anyone and get
Randomly.
paid for it. I've got another actor that I work with that we make movies. So I don't do escorting, and
You don't do these snuff movies, do you?
Oh my god!
Angie.
Good
You,
lord.
do you know what,
I don't
Danny?
know what's normal anymore, man.
Do you know what? Do you know what, Danny? I was in a really bad DV relationship, and my childhood was really abusive. So I couldn't do it. Do you get me? I could not. I would feel like I was losing control, even though it's.
You sound like you're right up for it.
No, I'm looking at all sides, Zina. I'm not being narrow-minded. That's all.
Well, I'm new to the
I don't know, because I think Danny's more talking about like domineering and stuff like that. I don't think it's like
What, be it
the
having your
actual
hands tied behind your back
CNC.
and
It is,
forcing
though.
children
The
Process
into-
the dominator, though, to be fair, Linz.
It is. So in CNC, you do have a dominant
dominator.
sub. Like that's the how it works. The only way it can work is if you do have a dominant sub, because you've got your dominant who's forcing you into positions,
And
who's
you're
doing, like,
submissive.
who's doing the things, and then you've got your sub, which is me, who has it done to them. So a lot of people, that's what a lot of people don't understand. People think, oh well, bondage is different, or dom subs is different. It's not. It's all the same. It all comes within the CNC kink community.
Has it ever gone
I'm
wrong
part
then?
of that community, Danny, as well. And I've never done.
Not you, Kiri.
Oh, Kev really shouldn't have said that.
Bloody hell.
God knows how long.
This is
I've
really
never
common.
Oh
done.
my
Know what you've been
Don't
thinking
think
about
she'd
doing with you,
admit it
Ange?
if she wasn't.
Kiri.
Yeah,
Bloody bugger.
it's always
It's
the
really
quiet
common.
ones, Ange. Tell
Kiri,
you.
have you ever told me this before?
No, lovely.
Angie, it's not really something that comes up in conversation every day. Like, is it, for fuck's sakes?
Not you as well. Now,
Have
can
you told us
tell
before?
people that's into this CNC shit?
No, I don't get paid for it, but there's an app that I go onto, and it's about submission and dominating, and yeah, it's quite interesting.
Is it like a Tinder and you go and meet someone in the bush or something?
It's like Tinder, but it's for people that have got like kinks that they want to fulfill.
Can I
They're
ask
waiting
you
on the
a
third
question?
bench in the park.
Do you actually meet people, Kiri?
I haven't met anyone yet. I'm currently on the site and I'm talking to somebody.
Is
No,
yours more
I find that very dangerous.
Yeah, Kerry, I'd be very careful with sites and things like that, and just like going and meeting someone off a site.
No, I'm
personally-
going to meet them quite a few times before anything would
How do
Yeah,
you
I was
meet
going to
people
say
in that
personally, I
community?
wouldn't just go and meet someone. I'd always make sure that you were safe, and you know.
Of course, of course.
This is a question to Danny and Kerry and anyone else who is into this. How do you find out, or how do you know that you like that?
Yeah, good question.
You try it the once, and if you like it, you know.
So
How do you bring yourself to try it, though, Sunshine? That's what she's asking.
Yeah, I mean, what goes through your mind? You don't just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm going to try CNC." This is what I was asking you, Danny. Do you?
I've never
fantasize
tried-
about these things.
I've never tried CNC and it's not something that appeals to me. But I do like the idea of being submissive and letting the other person take control. Because then you're just not in control and you're letting the other person lead. So I've got quite a busy lifestyle. So for me, it's just a chance just to
Yeah,
totally relax.
I mean,
More 50 Shades of Grey, though. Isn't it?
Basically, she just wants to lie back on her back and get it.
Kiri, so
Lie like a sack
you
of taters.
fantasize about these
Easier.
kind of things. For you,
Yeah,
for
I've
you,
always-
because you're obviously interested. You haven't met anyone yet, but do you think these things?
Well, I've seen it on sites, well, you know, certain
Does it get
sites.
you
And
going when you see it?
sorry, darling.
Does it turn you on when you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair enough.
And then I was just like, and then someone was like, oh, I know a site, da da da. And I was like, do you know what? I might try it.
So that
Yeah,
was
but
my
you never
question.
know who you're
Do you
meeting online, though,
fantasize
do
about?
you?
So that was my question to Danny. Do you fantasize about someone being raped consensually?
No,
my God.
so for me, how it started, it was more like it started as like rough smacks, so which turned into like choking and then being tied up, and that's how it developed. I was with someone for 20 years, and that's how I ended up doing it. It just like it was a progression. And then once I come out of that relationship and I really started like thinking about who I was as a person, I really like looked into what I was that I liked, what I didn't like, and that's how for me it really like kicked off. But it always does start from like having rough intercourse and stuff like that, and that's how it'll start with someone. Because that's how you're going to know whether that's something that you enjoy or you don't. And if you're with your partner and they start going a bit rough and you don't like it, you say stop, it's too much. And it's the same with any sort of kink. If it gets too much, you tell your partner to stop. And
Angie, even you must have kinks.
I don't think I do. I think I do.
Yeah, in my hair.
Kinks.
But Danny, I just think it's so wrong. I think it's wrong on many levels. I think it promotes violence. I think it is promoting rape. I really do. I think I think it's dangerous. For both people. I don't understand why somebody would fantasize about these things. And I don't want to, shame you, because that's not what I'm about. I don't really want to do that. But however, that's just my opinion. I think it's wrong. And I think that the word no is so important, very important with grape, right? When you say no means no, right? But when you're doing the CNC and that no is ignored because it's part of a role play, I think that's very dangerous.
There's a primal kink as well.
CNC, that's the first thing I would say is no.
The primal kink is where the woman walks off and then the guy chases her, basically, does that
and
to
that
her.
comes under CNC as well.
It's a role play.
For me, I wouldn't,
What, like
I
with the
wouldn't do
Benny
that.
Hill
I don't like the
series?
idea of that at all.
Like the Benny Hill series.
Yeah, Sunshine. So Benny Hill, like what he was doing was part of CNC, where he was chasing them round the woods so that he could have his wicked way with them. Like, you don't realise that you're seeing it all the time with, especially older films and older like series and things like that. You'll see a lot of the kinks within those programs, but you don't think about it.
There's women that probably like to be the domineering as well, and the man the sub.
Yeah,
I'm
most
a
definitely.
switch, so I can do both. I like to switch it up, so I can do dominating and I can be submissive.
Yeah, there are men that like to be like, they'll be taken to the cash point by a woman. They'll drain all their cash like from their account, and then they'll go back and fully degrade them, like kick them in their balls, like hit them,
And there's the
whip
brat
them.
kink as well, where you can basically you act like a spoilt brat around someone. There's so many different kinks, unbelievable. Some of the stuff I've read on here, I like this site, is like, oh my goodness, didn't even know it existed.
I just
Walking
don't
on men with
someone
stiletto
could
heels on.
private message me or something what CNC stands for, because I've never heard of it until
So it
tonight. I'm
stands.
sorry.
It stands
But
for consensual
It's a
non-consent.
nice conversation.
I thought you knew all about it when you come up in the box.
Yeah, knowing
fully
you,
agreed with it,
Ziana,
Lord Sunshine.
knowing you, Ziana, you would have thought about that, wouldn't you?
And for it with Sunshine. Thought you was going to meet one.
It's not a
Yes,
consensual
please. Grow up.
Consensual non-consent.
See, I was in a vanilla relationship for so long, And I always had this side of me that I wanted to express, but he would be like, no, 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 I won't Kerry, I don't want that side of it.
Yeah,
And
it
then
felt
after we broke
uncomfortable.
up, I'm just like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to finally
Give
be
it
able to
me.
express myself. Do you know what I mean?
As long as you're
Angie,
safe.
Of
does
course.
someone...
Someone could though once the box ends.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. She's been asking.
I don't have a partner, no, Max.
Well, I can tell you, Kerry and Danny, your inbox is about to get flooded with absolute creeps.
I just wanted to ask a question. You said that a lot of these women are doing it because of trauma. Do you not think then that these men that are doing it are taking advantage of these vulnerable people?
That's a good point.
Yeah, so I said that, Zoe, like, for me, I've not been through that trauma, so I don't know how that feels for them. I personally, if I had that trauma, I don't think I would be able to do it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It
No,
seems like they're being taken advantage of if they've got past history of this type of trauma and they're trying to get over it some way without any therapy or anything. It feels like that they might be taken advantage of.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the light-hearted, sorry.
Yeah, it really is. I was going to say now. I totally lost
And
it.
there's another question as well. Do you not think that doing this could like trigger somebody's dark thoughts into actually doing it in real life?
What, doing what? This debate?
No, like as in actually graping people. Like, do you not think that that could trigger somebody's dark thoughts?
Yes, look, if they can't get it and then they just go out on the street and do it to anybody. I
Yeah,
understand what you mean.
or they realise how, I guess, good it is to do that they then go and do it out on the street if they can't find anyone.
So this is what I was saying, like, it's not something that you just go and find someone and do it with. When you are within that scene, you are with someone that you trust, and you trust each other, like, completely.
I get that, but I guess like
No,
people that
it's-
are starting, I guess people that are starting, like Kerry, for example,
Mhm.
he's on these websites that are clearly very dangerous. Like, the people that are starting, it just feels very dangerous.
Well, with me, I would make sure that I went and met them in a very public place, like coffee shop. Then I would go out on a date with them, have some food with them. Then I would go out and I wouldn't just go for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely not. I'm not like that anyway. So it wouldn't be
That
like
you a question, right? Because people say it's to take back control. So how is that taking back to control by pretending to be a grape victim?
I have no idea.
No
I have no idea. I don't understand
Because you're
that.
consenting, maybe.
Give an analogy earlier.
control are you
Danny, I don't know what your thoughts on this is. Somebody explained it to me as in when you're on a roller coaster and you get that fear, that uncontrolled, but it is an uncontrolled
Adrenaline.
environment.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
you
your
feel safe.
adrenaline.
It's
Yeah.
your adrenaline.
That's
So
exactly
that's
how
the
it
way
is.
it was explained to me. When you're on a roller coaster, you feel the adrenaline, but subconsciously you're in a safe, secure environment.
Yeah, because
But
it's
you still
something
feel that.
I would never feel safe with anyone.
That's what I was going to say. How can you feel 100% safe?
Yeah,
with
because
somebody?
I couldn't feel ever safe, because what if he does not stop when I use that safe word?
Exactly.
Now he's graped me, knowing that I'll have no case. There'll be no case. There'll be no point going to the police, because as soon as I say I'm into CNC, they'll throw it out.
That's the problem as well. The police case that it would never go forward because they would just put it down to that.
Well, that's like saying somebody who's an actual worker can't be graped.
No,
Well, of course they can, but it just makes
I
it
don't
more
mean they'll
difficult
throw it
for a
out. What I
case.
mean is, I know that I wouldn't have a case. I could have injuries on me. I'm in CNC. I said the safe word. He didn't stop. Now I need to prove that. How would I prove that? And I do understand that grape was hard to prove anyway. I get it, but it'll be so much harder being in, this role play.
And that's the same with ex-workers. They find it a lot harder to have a case put forward for grape because of their job.
Well, what you'd say is I was having actual sexual with him.
Yeah, but it
and
doesn't always
I
work
asked him,
like that.
I asked him to stop, and he didn't. So that then becomes grape.
Yeah, I get that, it does, but that doesn't mean that you've got a case. You could be having a nice, laying on your back sex with your husband, and you want to stop for whatever reason, and they don't. That's your husband.
No, that's grape.
Yeah, and it is, but it's really hard to prove a case, is what I'm trying to say. It is great, of course it is, but the proving the case is 10 times harder, is what I think me and Angie are trying to say.
Yeah, but for me, that I can see your point where yous are coming from it, but it's like it's not just going to be someone that you don't trust, do you know? And if you've got someone who comes to you and says that they want to do CNC and you don't know about it, or you are not into it, or you're confused by it, or if they try to do things within that kink that you're confused about, then that they're not respecting your boundaries as a person, and that person should not be within that relationship. Because for someone to be in the relationship and to both be in any kink, it doesn't have to be CNC, it can be absolutely any kink. You both have to have that trust. The same with any relationship. When you're having any sort of sexual relationship with a partner, you have to have that trust in them. You know,
I just don't understand why, if it's your husband or your whoever it may be, your partner would want to hurt you, or why you'd want to be hurt by your partner.
So when you say hurt, it's not like they're not beating you up and things like that, and it's like,
no.
If you say you get tied up, put a set of handcuffs on you, and you have them tightly on, and you can't move your arms, or you've got restraints, like I've got underbed restraints that you can put your arms and your legs into, and they pull them tight. They put you into a position where it's a little bit uncomfortable. They can.
Yeah, like someone said, there's so many levels to it, though, isn't there?
Yeah, there's so many levels. It's a really, really deep one to go into, and it's not something that is a light subject, and it's not something that anyone who is thinking about going into it should take it lightly.
People that say, what's the problem? It's consensual to adults. I understand that. To me, it's the mindset as to why you'd want to play a victim, and then the man wants to play the rapist.
Sometimes the women do, though, and
it is consensual. I get that, but
do you not find that it's like making a mockery of actual grape victims?
No, because it's not grape.
Consensual.
It's consensual.
No, I'm not saying it's grape. Sorry, guys, I'm not saying it is grape. It's consensual, so it's not grape, but it's.
No, we need to remove that because it is just. You guys saying the grape word is belittling grape because it's not grape, it's consensual.
Yeah.
Kinky sex.
It's not consensual grape, right? Is that even the right word? Is it consensual grape?
Consensual, non-consensual.
Consensual, non-consensual. So when you're giving non-consent, which is
so it's still grape, right?
So
But it's
it doesn't fall.
Danny said you discuss this with the person at length. You discuss every detail. You go through the scenario over and over with the person.
Yeah.
Angie,
it's
there's
completely
women out
different,
there.
isn't it?
There's women out there, Angie, that like to be punched and beat up while they're having it. Isn't there, Danny?
There is. There's some people that do take it to the extremes.
Some women that like to physically be beat up while they're doing it.
Yeah, there is. It's not my kind of thing, and I think it's wrong.
So this is what it says here. CNC did a fetish centers on the practice of consensually role-playing a non-consensual actual scenario, often involving simulated rape, kidnapping, or forced X.
Yeah. So when people are putting things like that on the internet, I think they need to take the word grape out, because it's not grape. Yes, it's force. Yet it can include kidnapping. Yet it can be include tying someone up or things like that, but it's not grape. We need to understand that grape is not consensual. Anything you do in CNC is consensual, and
But what you're
it's
doing is it's a role play of you pretending to be graped. Is that the case? Yeah. So it's a role play. You're acting a victim of grape.
No, not really. For me,
I think that's the
way I
confusing
do it,
part.
Well,
yeah,
that's where I'm confused.
Yeah, me too.
do you know, and this is where they need to change the way that they're wording things,
Wording it.
because they're making it so difficult for people to understand, and they're making it hard for people who are in the scene, and they're making it hard for people who are not in the scene, who get with a partner who is in the scene, because that word is the only word that people can focus on. It's the only thing that people see.
Because it's non-consensual. Word.
Yeah, exactly. And so that word, I think they need to take that word totally out of it and explain it better in detail of exactly what it is and the things that people like
Yeah, the
to
fact
do.
that
And
it's not,
So
the
what do
fact
you
that it's
call it then?
consensual doesn't makes it non-grape.
yeah,
But you
Honey,
just
can
would
I
call it
ask you a question,
CNC.
please?
yeah, I just call it CNC, Angie.
Yeah, like someone
Just a
said,
bit of
no,
rough
you're role
actual.
playing grape. But you're role playing grape though. It's not grape, okay, because it's consented. But that is the role play.
It's just a bit of rough actual,
It's,
Yeah, but
But
if
isn't that
it's
the
just
difference?
yeah, it's
if
not.
it's just rough sex, then why is it called CNC? Why is it role play of
I
grape?
don't know what the definition is in law of grape, but isn't that the difference? Consensual.
Yeah,
That's why
Yeah,
I keep
of
saying
course, we
consensual.
know what
That that's what makes something grape.
Yeah,
If two adults are consenting, it's not grape.
that's
Yeah,
It's
right.
only
I
grape
get
when
that.
one
No, I
person
get the
comes.
consented bit. I get that. But
I
what
think
I'm
people
saying,
aren't understanding us.
you're role playing grape.
no, what
But
you
it's
role,
not grape
no, what you
because
role
it's
playing.
it's consensual.
Yeah.
That's
I
what it's
know.
called.
And listen, you're not understanding. I
But
know
you're
it's
not. I guess.
consensual.
It's
One
because you're
sec,
not.
Gigi. I know it's consensual. I know you are not being graped. But what I'm saying is, it's a role play. You are pretending to be graped.
So yeah, so
You're not
my
actually being graped. It's a role play.
the fact you can't use the word no to me says that although it's consensual, it is non-consensual, because if you wanted it to stop, you couldn't say no because that word's been taken out.
In a real scenario of grape, you say no, stop. You know, we will say no means no, right? So you
Yeah.
wouldn't say that in the role play because you're role playing grape, even though you're not being graped. It's consented, but that's the role play, isn't it?
And if it was just rough sex, then rough X, then you wouldn't have to have the full conversation beforehand and have this safe word and safe that, because it would just be rough. This
So
is
You
completely
know what
different.
though?
No,
You know
wouldn't
what
say no,
though? You
because in a real scenario of grape, you would say no, stop, get off me. You wouldn't say
right.
Like,
in
so
there's no-
CNC. One thing, Sunshine, you wouldn't say that in CNC because you're role playing that of a victim, a grape victim.
So a lot of people in different kinks, different scenes, they don't use the word no, they use a safe word. If you go to a swingers club, the word no is very hardly used as a safe word. You have a safe word, which means
And why isn't no used as a safe word?
because different people have different ideas and different things. So people use a safe word because that is the
agreement.
yeah, it's
No, it's
You
I'll tell you
use
what it is.
that.
The reason why you don't use that word no is because real grape, a woman says no, get off me. So you're role playing that. So you'll say no, get off me, like you're being graped. So you would not
So
say
do you
that.
do you think they should be treated as rapists?
No, I'm not saying that. No, but I'm saying that's the role play. You're pretending to be a victim of grape. You're pretending to be a rapist, but you're not a rapist. I'm not saying that you are, but that's the role you're playing.
that's
And that's why when you say the word no, that happens in real scenarios. You know, no, stop, get off me, all those kind of words. So that's why you wouldn't use the word no, because that wouldn't be considered a safe word, because you're saying no, stop, as in, you know, it's like a real scenario.
But some people might have their safe word as no, but you don't know what everyone's safe word is. People are different. So for some
I read
people,
it, yeah, but
it's
I read it, Danny, and it does say it's not generally a safe word. The word no.
yeah, not generally, but some people will have it as the safe word.
No, I
You
didn't.
can choose your own safe
I
word,
farted.
Andy.
No, I didn't.
No, someone did fart, and someone
You
did
can
fart.
have
It
your
was
own.
really loud.
Why are you farting?
You can have your own
Isn't that
safe word,
sharing?
Andy. You can have your own safe word, and if you want it to be no, if you've agreed to both say no, then it's no.
Yeah.
I'd tell you if it was me.
I reckon it was sunshine.
It wasn't me, you daft sod.
Hasn't Sunshine got a history of doing
Sunshine
this?
signing up to the CNC now, aren't you, Sunshine?
No, I wouldn't. I couldn't do it. It doesn't get me going. It doesn't. But I try to look at all different areas and I try and have an understanding. For me, I wouldn't feel like I was having taken the power back because I've had a very traumatic life.
Taking the power back of what?
Well, my trauma.
How are you
I
taking
wouldn't.
the power back, though, if you've had a traumatic...
Yeah, but I wouldn't feel.
How are you being
I
the
wouldn't.
victim?
Even if I was the domineering one,
You wouldn't feel
I
empowered,
wouldn't
is what
feel.
you're
I
saying.
wouldn't. Even if I was a domineering one, I wouldn't feel like I was taking my power back because it'd trigger too many emotions over the trauma I've suffered all my life. I like to be in loving relationships for a long time. I couldn't be in a relationship with somebody, especially after what I've been through, that wants that sort of kink.
I think if that's the only way that you feel that you can get the spark back in your relationship's done. You need to go find someone else to have the sex with.
But I think that's
Because
an
they obviously
assumption.
ain't tickling your fancy anymore.
I think that's an assumption. I think if I was in a relationship that was vanilla and wasn't kinky, I'd be like, see you later. You're
Yeah.
too vanilla for me, bye.
So it's
That's not kinky though. That's next level freak.
But it is.
Someone just put in the comments.
You need to educate
Thanks,
yourself on
Diana.
what kinks are.
Someone just put in the comments that part of it is humiliation. Is that true, Danny?
Yeah, it can be. People can have a humiliation kink. So part of my job, I do humiliations. So I will humiliate a man. They'll pay me to humiliate them. I'll tell them how small the thing is and it's pathetic. And
These
things like
kinks are
that.
crazy.
Yeah, there is
It's different because
humiliation
you're
kink.
getting paid, but if your long-time partner asked you to do that to him, degrading.
I mean, if
It's
that's
not, if
something
you're
that
with a
you're both
long-term partner,
into,
it's
then
not just
yeah.
going to randomly pop up. There's going to be subtle conversations in the past.
Well, usually
It's
if
not
it
gonna
pops up
randomly
like that,
pop
your
up
marriage
after
is
20
over.
years, is it? That would be a bit weird.
There, just got your back. See you later, mate.
My partner turned around and said he was into CNC. I would definitely think he has fantasies of grape. That would be what I would be thinking.
Yeah, that's what I would worry about as
What
well.
about if the woman said it to you and you was in a same-sex relationship and the woman said it to you? What would you think then?
I wouldn't be with her. I
I
would think
I would be
there's something wrong
concerned.
with her.
I'd be concerned that she has some severe mental health issues and some severe trauma that has started it.
Yeah,
They're all different things.
But Danny, I'm sure they mean no offence by
That's
this.
a bit
I'm sure this is
rude
all
to say.
lovingly.
No,
You
I'm
can't
not
say.
trying to be rude or anything. I mean, everybody's does their own thing. I'm not trying to be rude. I did ask politely if I could ask a question to her.
Yeah.
To say everybody that
To me,
enjoys it has
it's
gone
not
through.
what's done. It's not, because like you said, we've spoke on other kinks and everything else. So
Mhm.
it's not as, I think for me, it's what you're thinking. The actual, what do you call it? Role play. And
Yeah, I understand. And do you know what, Angie? I understand that. And I understand that people who aren't on the scene will have those thoughts and they'll have so many questions and, they'll not understand it. And I get that. And, for me, I don't take offense to anyone who judges what I do. I know I'm happy doing what I do and I'm not hurting anyone. No one's
how
hurting
long's
me.
it been around, CNC?
CNC has been around for years and years and years. It's not a new thing.
No, if it's been around such a long time, what would be interesting to know is people that have actually raped women. whether they were into CNC.
I think the main issue is corn. I think corn I think it's
brought it out. Alex Reed, he's into it. He were into it.
I've heard of some kinky stuff, but TikTok's the first time I heard of CNC when it was that Irishman the other month.
Alex Reed, who was married to Katie Price, he was into it.
Yeah. He had like really weird fetishes in though, his word.
I just don't think you can have a stable relationship with someone that's into all that kind of shit, you know?
No, you
I get
can't.
that,
I
Andy.
think
I get
it's
what you're saying.
Where do you
you
stop
just-
and where do you start though? Because let's say some men have a fetish, a kink of dressing up in stockings when they're having smeck, so dressing up like a female.
Yeah.
So would you say is not acceptable? They're not acceptable. They're not okay. So
Well,
where does it
that's
fall
not
over
putting
to
no one at
saying
risk.
where does it fall over to be? Yeah, but I'm going from what Angie and Zoda said that they've got a health issue, a mental health
I want to
issue.
play you this video actually. I don't know if you was here when I played it.
Angie, excuse me, I'm going now.
It's starting to make
but
sense now, huh?
I'm going now. Thank you for letting me up, and Danny, and Kerry. Thanks for opening up, and because I felt like I was all on my own.
I don't wear stockings.
Oh, I'll
by
fill
the
you
way.
in on the details.
Stop
Take
keeping the
care.
back
No,
door
no.
open, Sunshine, because them parts are
Play this video
hilarious.
because I didn't understand the
Shut up.
beginning bit.
Take
right?
care, lovely.
Take care.
Play Sunshine. Bloody hell, can you go, Sunshine?
Get up.
Is ever gonna go? Let me just play you this video. Oops, wrong one. Sorry.
I've just seen a video on Instagram which is promoting CNC, which is consensual, non-consensual. And I don't know how people are not like raising alarm bells of this. I think it's really important not to blame victims of rape and sexual violence for their maladaptive coping mechanisms or fetishes afterwards. But it is the same thing as how ultra-realistic child sex dolls propagate and encourage men into child rape and paedophilia. And what as a society does that say that we accept? It's exactly the same for CNC. It encourages and propagates male violence against women and rape, and no fetish is worth that. What are we doing? I've just seen a video.
I mean, it's wild that she's comparing two consenting adults to child rape. That is wild. It's absolutely.
And what about the gays as well?
Can I ask you a question, actually, Danny? Right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, CNC, right? It's not just about rape, though, is it?
It's not. No.
Is there other role playing involved?
Yeah. So
what kind of role playing is it?
So it could be a lot of different things. You know, it could be you're walking down the street and you get kidnapped by your partner. He drags you into the car. Do you know what I mean? It's more on. So it's not about rape. It's more on the adrenaline of.
But then couldn't you do that just by pretending you're having an affair?
Yeah, so that could be one of the role plays in it. So everyone will have different role plays on how they're going to do it. This is what I was saying before. So it's more
One of the role plays was for you to dress up in a school uniform.
Absolutely not.
Oh my goodness
Absolutely
me.
not. No. That is do you know, any man who wants a woman to dress up in a school uniform, yeah, that's a no.
Is that
So that's a line that you
CNC?
don't cross.
That is disgusting.
So that's not CNC.
That's not CNC.
No, that's a fetish. The people have. It's not a kink.
That's if I was doing CNC when I got kidnapped. Pay off.
Sorry. So someone's asked in the comments, don't you have marks on your neck though? No, I don't have marks on my neck because it's all controlled. It's not like, so when I say I like choking, it's not that, you know, they're doing it to the point where I'm going to pass out. It's just like that pressure. So you don't end up with marks. It's just the pressure that you feel. You can still breathe. There's no.
You can get overexcited though and end up K&M. I watched a film the once and this lady hung him from the train station toilets.
Yeah, but it can go
Letting
bad,
Be
can't
careful what your
it?
words you say, guys.
Oh, go on, I'll jump down there.
Can be an accident and it's going to go bad.
Yeah, so and this is why you've got your not only your safe words, but your safe taps, your physical safety as well that you use. So if I had someone who had their hands around my neck and it's not like they're going to put two hands, do you know what I mean? It's like one hand. It's difficult on TikTok. It's easier on Favourite to be able to explain this. So it's like it's like hand, like putting pressure on whilst you're engaging.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We get that.
So the CNC, right? Now you have different role plays.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing to do with children.
Absolutely nothing to do with
No.
children. Anyone who tries to use the CNC to bring up anything to do with children is, in my eyes, pred.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that should not come into it. Absolutely no role play
I was
between.
wondering what this woman was saying about at the beginning. Do you know what I mean? About
That's why I don't understand why she's making.
I was a little bit lost at what she meant by that, to be honest.
No.
Yeah.
I just wondered if, with these role playing, if someone wants you to dress up as a schoolgirl. Do you know what I mean?
Role play can be great fun.
Yeah, role play it can be fun. However, when it comes to anything to do with children, that's where the line's drawn. And no matter what, whether you're in CNC or whether you're in a vanilla relationship, if anything comes up to do with children within a sexual relationship, that's when you need to start having alarm bells, because that is not normal.
Yeah.
This is where I'm confused, Danny. What is the difference between role play and CNC?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
So the difference between role play and CNC is more where you're forced into doing things with your consent. Where role play is, it could just be that you're role playing as a doctor and a patient, or the secretary and the boss.
So it is different then, because I'm getting confused, because when you're discussing
Role play, it's
CNC,
like you can dress up as a nurse or
yeah, but I'm just confused as to why the term role play keeps getting used in CNC. Is it because it starts off as role play and then takes a turn, or is it two completely different
so
things?
basically it's like a script. You'll discuss it together beforehand, what it is exactly that you're going to do. So that's why the word role play comes up with it, because it's something that you've scripted together. That you've talked about every step of what's going to happen from start to finish before you actually even do anything. So you're both on the same page, so that you've both got it is like a movie. Like you've got this script and you're acting out your script. So that's why they say it's role play within it, because it's all scripted together.
So, Danny, would you say that the media's portraying it out to be something that is not, in your eyes?
Personally, yeah, I would. I think personally, for me, the focusing too much on that one word and not everything else that goes with it.
Well, shouldn't be brought into it, really.
Well, thank you, everyone. I'm going to shut it down now, if that's okay. Unless anyone's got any more questions on it. No,
but can I just say something? I've been dying to talk about it. Have you ever? There's a program on Channel 4. This is about kinks, but it's not as deep. And there is a place in London where men and women go to pay to get treated like a doner kebab. So they get loads on the
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And they ask what salad they want chucked on them, what sauce they want chucked on them, and then they wrap
Then
them
it all
up.
gets
I
smeared.
like that.
in
It's a
it.
funny fetish. Do you know what I mean? Or if you want to be
on
put in
their
a tub of
body.
Bath Booze, but
I agree. It's a funny one.
CNC is disgusting.
Dark,
Yeah, I know. I said that honestly. If you watch it, it does make you laugh. But yeah, there's a place in London if you're interested, Ange.
And there's the ones where actors' dogs.
How many dogs?
Or whatever.
They make me sick as well. The ones that think that the furries,
Oh,
and then ones that dress like babies, weirdos.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ziana. I think anyone that does things like dressing as babies and stuff like that, like I don't agree with myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all fun from here on in, guys. I'm
Yes,
looking
Lucy, I'm a vegetarian.
Angie wants to be a
You can
veggie
have a salad
kebab.
and sauce.
Just she don't like chili sauce, no spice.
Just get the garlic one instead.
You know the weirdest one somebody's asked me to do?
What?
Go on.
They wanted me to be a patient, a doctor's patient. They wanted me to lie down so they could inspect my mouth. And I thought that was pretty weird.
Could have just gone to the dentist.
I've got a thing about surgeon's uniform. I don't know why. I think it's because last time I went for an operation, the surgeon was so good looking. And I'm just like, oh, surgeon's uniform.
Thank you, Rach.
Well, let's go around the board and tell me what's your uniform. So, Ziana?
Fucking pajamas.
Your uniform? What do you like in a man? In regard, for God's sake.
Pajamas or naked, normal stuff.
AJ?
I'm vanilla. I'm not into that.
Oh, Lucy?
Well, my dream would be an officer and a gentleman, let's be honest.
Oh, I love that film. Hey, Zoe, you?
I'm a bit vanilla as well, but if I had to choose, it'd be like a firefighter.
Well, in role play, guys. I mean, like, if you was to see someone in the street and you think, oh, he's nice, it's usually people say five men or bloody police.
Yeah, a firefighter and or a nurse.
Role playing.
Body and trackies.
Yeah.
Someone just put.
No, a lot of people like men in uniform. Hayley?
Well, I'm an older person, and it's been years since me and my husband do anything because he's a whatever.
I'll take his spot.
Yeah, no, we have role played, but nothing on this scale that's come up tonight.
Oh. But do you like
And I
men
never will.
in uniform?
Oh God, yeah! I used to be married to someone who was in the army, and that was
So it would be the army? Danny, who would you?
Yeah, definitely army fatigues for me.
Kiri?
Surgeon uniform all day long. Crocs and everything.
Levi?
Bandana.
Levi!
Morrison's worker.
Angie, your turn.
A Morrison's worker.
I'd probably say army as well.
Yeah, there's something about the army ones.
Gotta be army.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't do the army.
The pulse. I thought he was going to crack a joke, and I thought, don't you do it.
That's been interesting, guys.
I'm at Shay knows what I like. PJ's in bed, TikTok on.
And a packet of Walker's crisps.
I don't eat Walkers, I eat cheesies.
Until they get all the
Well,
bits in the
cheesies.
bed. So annoying.
Yeah, I do like power and money. Yeah, I do like that in a man. Power and money, yeah.
That's your kink.
And that's my king. Well, not much of a king.
So I would be led to believe that you like to be, put in your place a
Dominated.
little bit.
Yeah.
He me?
Yeah.
Oh, for
So
God's
you
sake.
probably are into this kink a lot more than you think, Angela.
Yeah.
You just never dipped your toe in
Sandals and
it.
socks.
Yes. Yeah, I might be. I'll be straight on the website after this.
Angie, what
Danny will see me a part of the CNC community.
Has any of you ever
I'll
tried a
send you the
kink?
name of the website I'm on, Ange.
Kerry will be introducing you to Mr. Big 42.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm terrified, I think.
Have any of you ever tried a kink or have a kink?
Honestly, I haven't. I really haven't.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I have. Quite a few.
My friend had that.
The list is endless.
My friend had that the golden one.
Golden shower.
Yeah, that one. And she said she laid in a bath and then he just. And I thought,
What?
Weird.
No comment.
I don't want to go into detail. That was weird. Though.
You can get paid good money for that, you know, Ange.
There's somebody on OF that literally poops on people.
Yeah.
Yeah, big up 2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah, Levi subscribes to that one.
100%.
There's a girl on here, she's from America, and her and her girlfriends, they do the OF, and she was putting videos on Instagram, on her Instagram story, where she was like pooing on the pool, and these are like really well-known people in America, and like they've got quite a bit of money and stuff like that, and she was pooing on the grill outside and the oven inside. It was absolutely
Definitely in the wrong kind of business.
It's crazy. On OF, they make the most money for the dirtiest kinks.
They do.
Yeah. Disgusting.
What the hell? I'm signing up.
It's against TVCs though on OF.
In the wrong job, Ange.
There's a lady on there that makes loads of money.
Yeah.
And
Buy, like, there's men
Listen,
out there that will
guarantee-
buy like farts in a jar.
That's
and-
literally what I was about to say. There's a
Bathwater.
lady
I was
that
just
does
about
that.
to say, Ange, if you sold like knickers, socks, I guarantee people would buy them. I guarantee.
Some weirdo would buy them.
People
I'll buy them just for a
fart
season, yeah.
in a jar.
And I mean, put them like
Yeah.
£200 a pair of socks, a pair of knickers, and they would be gone like that. Guarantee it.
I
People
would
like
say sell bath water and if you done bath.
I'll just go fill up the bath and pretend I got in it and then just put it in a jar.
What about selling your tissue when you wiped?
Do that.
Yeah, but people, some men
You're
like
dirty, you
your
are.
used period
I'd
pads.
sell some sweaty headbands.
Yeah, I've been asked
Rihanna,
that.
Great.
But my
Rihanna,
mum did.
people actually do that.
I
What?
don't know, but it's a new idea.
I've been
They could
asked to
keep it then.
give away
Instead of
my
She's trying to
washing it
say
companies,
that she
yeah.
wants your used tissue, Angie.
They
Oh
could
my
have
God,
a little
Sarah,
whip, couldn't they, every now and then?
No, but there is some
Lord.
people that do the used period pads or used tampons.
Oh my
Yeah,
lord.
Disgusting.
a guy asked me to do that. He asked me if he could actually
What, on
do
his
whatever.
Would you do it?
website?
Guys, I'm
It's called a rainbow lift.
Ew, stop.
Yeah.
Would you do it, Carrie?
No, it's
Big up the rainbow licks.
disgusting.
I
When
know.
Angie watched this one film before she had to come up for a couple of hours, she went green.
Oh my lord.
Oh, God.
I mean, I'm pretty open-minded, but when it comes to feces and urine, I'm
Yeah,
out.
no, but that's a
And
bit taken
monthlies.
care
I'm in.
Oh,
You're in for anything.
In there like
Please
swimwear.
stop, please. I've got such a fucking weak stomach.
Does everybody in the box swallow?
Oh god.
Guys,
You never spit out what's good
Depend
for
on
you,
past,
Sienna.
guys, can we keep it a little bit cleaner? A little bit cleaner.
I've got
Ed's
to
the one who
admit,
scratched and
Rihanna, I
sniffed the
do.
line.
Just a little bit cleaner, guys. It was an interesting debate, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Yeah, but you know what? I think it's an important discussion. Some people think it's, it's consent and it's fine. Some people, I think it's very alarming. I personally think it's alarming.
One woman said she gargles to show off. That is disgusting.
No, but you know what, Angie? Like, I've got to say that anyone who does feel that it is wrong, we can't. Just as much as we can't shame people who've got the kink, we can't shame people who feel the way they feel about the kink.
I'd like to know what the actual victims think of it. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, I'm not going to, because it's quite a sensitive topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be interesting to know what if people, victims of that think of it.
Well,
I mean,
I'm a
I've
victim of
spoken-
that, and I would never do that or allow that to happen because it would remind me of my bad times. But everyone's different, I think
Yeah.
if you've got trauma, it's not good.
Yeah, I don't think that it's something that if someone's got trauma and then they get with a partner who is into it, I don't think that partner should be asking, bringing the conversation up with them.
That's why I said about them being vulnerable, is it? Not taking
Yeah.
advantage of being vulnerable.
Yeah. If the person who had the trauma was the one who was to speak about it and that was their wish, then that's for them.
Yeah.
They're taking that power and they're they're using their trauma to do what they need to do to feel
I want to
better.
know what Zach had to say, because Zach said he was going to talk about this in a few months' time, and he said that he was. He said, "Well done for doing a discussion on this." Even though a lot of people that came in the boxes are in support, I can't help who comes in the boxes, guys. I would like to know what I would have liked to have got more people in the boxes that had another side. Kind of the other side of it, apart from myself and Zayana. But hey ho, it seems very accepted CNC, which from what I was reading it is.
Zoe don't like it either. She
No,
ain't
I don't.
and that's
Me neither. Me neither.
And Zoe. Yeah, and Zoe. But I want to know what Zach's thoughts are on it.
My whole issue with it is the blurring of the lines and people claiming that it was CNC when it wasn't.
Can we share it to Zach? 'Cause I would love to know his opinions because, yeah. It was interesting. Yeah, we've had a discussion on this before, haven't we, Danny?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Obviously, that was the
And he's
first.
a professional. On a CV.
Don't knock it until you try it.
Exactly.
You know what though? Like, I'm very open with it, and I'm always open to answering questions that anyone's got. Like I can only answer from my perspective and give information from my perspective. But I do appreciate that people are willing to sit and ask those questions even when they don't agree with it or they can't get their head around what it actually entails. You know what I mean?
I need to drop because I need the toilet, but it's been lovely. Thanks, Ange, for having
All
me.
right, then enjoy CNC.
I'll let you know how I'm getting on. Bye.
Don't meet strangers.